Hello once again, my name is Darrell Lang, the chaplain at Brittany Point Estates in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. When I was a boy, one of the treats I used to look forward to purchasing was a bar of Hershey's semi-sweet chocolate. I'm not sure they even make it anymore. Chocoholics these days often like the milk or dark chocolate options. Semi-sweet chocolate could really be described as bittersweet, a little sweet, maybe a little sharp. Just like change. Changes in life can be good, and some changes are obviously not so good. We could say that change is bittersweet. Seasons change, and I personally am looking forward to the autumn season. When our health changes as we age, we may choose to move to an next community. All good change. But when we move, we may have to give up some things. We give up a tool shed that we prized and treasured, or maybe a too large piece of furniture. During these times of big and small changes, we have to be careful not to do what Israel did. Let me read to you Exodus 16, verses 1 to 3. The whole Israelite community set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had come out of Egypt. And in the desert the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. And there we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you have brought us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death." Sometimes our reaction to change is one of fear, or like in Israel's case, can breed a false nostalgia. A false nostalgia for a past that, when you think about it more than a few minutes, wasn't so hot to begin with. I would imagine that that's a coping mechanism for some. In the Old Testament wisdom literature, there is what we would call the change chapter, Ecclesiastes 3 more specifically. We've read it, I'm sure, a few times. There is a season for all things. We know that that's one of the big themes. Verse 2, for example, says there is a time to plant and a time to uproot. Now in verse 11 of that same chapter, it says, God has made everything beautiful in its time. In other words, there is then beauty in each time, even in times of change. Even changes that we would label hard or challenging. And we would say that there is something to be learned in each stage of life. It's called growth and wisdom, I believe. Of course, only if you apply the lessons God is trying to teach you. I believe there is something to be enjoyed even in the semi-sweet moments. And so we might ask ourselves, what might God be teaching me in these moments and periods of transition? Maybe you're going through them right now. You see, change can bring us closer to an unchangeable God. Hebrews 13:8 in the New Testament says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. You and I are invited to cling on to a Savior and trust Him for our very lives, knowing that His love, affection, protection, and care doesn't change. Of course, you and I don't know what tomorrow holds, but you and I know who holds tomorrow. Because Jesus lives, as the old hymn teaches us, you and I can face all the changes that tomorrow brings. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.